We asked 3 PhDs about their training here at BGU Faculty of Health Sciences.
Wow. Tough question.
And basically on my main project I'm working on G-protein cathode receptors, and they are very important because they target more than 40% of the drugs nowadays.
I'm studying the mechanisms leading to genetic diseases in humans.
We study their structure and we want to look on different ways to facilitate a good drug design.
We first identify the mutations that are causing the disease, and then we use a variety of experiments to study the downstream effect of these mutations and see what's the physiological and the molecular outcomes of these mutations.
All the time, both in my studies in Hebrew University and in Korean, I always said to myself, well, no way I'm going to do a PhD.
I finished my master's degree in neuroscience in Tel Aviv, and we moved to the south.
I had so many things that were really, really interesting to me.
I've completed 3 years of medical school. Then I went to a 3-year break where I've done most of my PhD studies. I went back to medical school to 4th year.
I started doing a science project in Rantaube's lab during breaks, during school, during exam periods, at nights. And then I started my PhD after the 4th year. I took 3 years of break doing a PhD in Ohad Birk's lab. During the 5th and 6th year, I was combining both medical school and PhD work. And now I actually just finished. I'm doing my final right now.
I went to many different researchers, and I just knew I want a project that would be very innovative, that would be something that is applicative, that I could use in the industry. And I also wanted to be under supervision of young and motivated researchers. So this is why I chose this research.
Without any intention in mind, without any knowledge of what I'm going to do with the degree once I got it, and just because science was fun to me, you get to answer questions no one answered before you, and if you're doing things right, you're the only person in the world that actually understands what it is that you're doing. Like a huge puzzle that's waiting for you to solve it. To me, that's awesome.
There is no correlation between hard work and success. I'm sorry, but there isn't.
Well,
you can work Saturdays, Sundays, all the time, days and nights. Sometimes things just don't work. I have no idea what. I can't say what is the thing that makes a difference sometimes.
It is a lot. It requires you to be up a lot of time, up a lot of nights. It's hard work. I think the hardest time I had is my first year. You send multiple hooks and you hope to catch at least one bite. And I just didn't catch anything.
Yeah, sometimes just, the days are piling up, like bad days, and you feel like I could be in the Maldives and it will be the same result at the end of the week.
There was this time then that a mutation I've been working on, including approximately 1 year of experiments to demonstrate what exactly is the connection between the mutation and the phenotype. The very fundamental assumption that this is the mutation that's causing the disease was starting to be questioned.
Maybe a little bit more than a year and 2 months, and you're good. You're doing things the way they should be, but something doesn't work out.
I was facing with a disproof of everything that I've been working on for the last year. Ultimately, lead to me starting from scratch after 1 year. That was very, very hard. That was super difficult. You lose all your motivation, and you start questioning yourself and start questioning the very reasons you went to this program. Maybe you start thinking maybe this wasn't for me after all.
best tip I can give, and unfortunately it really doesn't apply to me, and I learned it really too late in my PhD, is to be more thorough and organized. I'm not an organized person at all. And it's a real shame because, especially in our lab that I work on tons of projects, I stopped counting them. I just have no idea how many projects I have open right now. And I work with my friends who ask me for help with their studies. And if you work in an organized manner, in an organized fashion, you'll have much more success, and you'll be able to balance your work and your personal life much better, which is very, very important.
I'm a mother of 3 kids. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to combine everything together, but I think it's more positive than negative that I'm having a life.
I had a chance to meet a couple of Nobelists for PhD. Thanks to the fact that my boss ran me in again for a couple of minutes. It was nice, very interesting people.
Exactly. I think that's something that I really picked up from Oad Birk, my PI, which I have many positive things to say about him, but I think the one thing that I will always remember is that there wasn't a single incident where I called him knowing that I'm going to be the bearer of really bad news, and like for me, I was delivering a message of catastrophe to my PI, absolutely like terrified of the results. He was always 100% cool about it, which is like, it's okay. Well, stuff happens. Look at it again, see if you didn't make a mistake. If it did, we'll find a way to fix it. There's no point in concentrating on the fact that a mistake has been made. It's not productive. You just look for what's the next stage and how you climb out of it, or how you look at it from a different angle.
I didn't see any PhD that truly failed. I never saw something like that. And I'm young. I don't have a lot of experience, but I've never seen something that truly failed if people were really motivated.
You just have to, maybe lighten things up. Just to understand that you're doing your best, and that will get you to good results. Whether it's this week or the next week or the next month, you'll be fine.
Nice. I would also suggest picking a PI where you can reach this level of confidence and this sort of a relationship with a person that you are blindly trusting, and you know that you're in his hands, and you don't want to disappoint him, and you're working constantly under the assumption that he will never disappoint you.
Even though the project is very hard, and there are a lot of difficulties along the way, but being here and people around here and friends that I've been creating along the way, everything here is different than what I experienced in Tel Aviv. So I really like this university. I really like this lab, the people, the supervisors. I'm very pleased with the choice. Yes.
Teachers here are much nicer. And if I have to choose again, I would choose BGU over and over.
You're now participating in the PhD Thesis Seminar Day 2020 at the Faculty of Health Sciences at BGU.
How did you choose your postdoc fellowship?
By accident.
It's an interesting story.
I sent emails so first we decided on the continent.
I did a 10-year postdoc, 2 postdocs.
It was in UT Southwestern.
So I looked to expand to more immunological biological fields.
But at the end of the day, it was recommendation of a friend.
So we decided on a few places, and I was looking for PIs who do really interesting things.
It happened by accident, but I was looking. I was spending the time and effort and outreaching to look for laboratories and telling all my friends, I'm looking for a lab.
So I registered to Cold Spring Harbor slide projector.
Before you start your PhD, even though you are very young, You should in general know the path that you're about to take, the professional path that you are about to take.
I started thinking about it 1 year before and actually emailing people something like 8 months before.
About 1 year.
I think it was a year before the end.
Don't wait for the last minute.
Things take time. Also, working with people in the US, they really need to know things ahead of time. They're not like Israelis. They don't just decide on the spot. They actually have everything planned for like 2 years from now.
This is what also was a way to meet these people, because they come and they give you your slides, and Cold Spring Harbor was a really good opportunity. I attended 2 meetings in my last PhD studies.
I almost finished my PhD studies, and then I went to do a military service. So I was a pharmacist. I was serving as a pharmacist in the Israeli military, and only then I started to look at postdoc opportunities.
Actually, a person in my lab was already interviewed for a position.
And then I went and interviewed in about 5 labs.
During the last months of my military service, I started a postdoc project at the Weizmann Institute. So I went to a conference, and there I've talked to my future PI.
And then it was kind of a gamble, because it's very hard to know. So all kinds of family reasons came into play, so that was part of the decision.
There is an urban legend, which is usually true, that during the postdoc, that's what they tell you before you get there. You don't get to see the mentor a lot.
The lab that I was in had 25 postdocs.
The higher you get during your academic or in general in your career, the higher you move, the more advice you need.
And it's very independent. It's an independent work.
I was actually looking for a place where I would get a lot of advice and meet the supervisors as much as possible. And I got the impression that with the mentor that I chose, I would actually get that.
I had two PIs. It was a joint postdoc, and actually having this joint postdoc was very helpful for me, because I could always get some feedback from one of them.
We got to meet, I think, every 2 weeks on average when he was available. So I thought that was nice.
I brought in some drug design formulation.
Harvard Medical School is very intense. It's an area with definitively some of the best scientists anywhere.
The way I found my first postdoc, which was in UCSF, I went to meetings, international meetings.
Pay very good attention to your family, to the environment, because you're gonna work hard and do lots of science anyhow. So if you're in a good place, that's better.
I think the big meetings, you look at the schedule, you see people who are interested of your issues, your interest, and you go and try to meet them.
It is best if you figure out a way to have a conference. So you go for the conference and you meet people, and then you talk with them, and also visit some laboratories and make your decision. Don't wait. I think 1 year is actually not generous.
Ask, are you looking for a postdoc? And I'm being willing to come and give a job, a job talk.
And always enjoy, and always go to people that you can also trust. That's my I was lucky in that sense, but I think this is something that everyone should actually look for, because I met with other postdocs, and things are not always smooth. Things come up, it's life, things happen. And you always want to know that the person that you're working with, and that you actually, that in some way holds your future in his or her hands. You want to know that this person cares about you, and that that there is kind of a feeling that you're not alone. So I would say that that's a crucial thing. Always don't just judge by the CV, don't just follow excitement. Also look at the person that you're going to work with. Ask the people in the lab, all kinds of things. Just know who this person is and know that you can trust.
Yes, it's a major decision, but it's a big adventure. It's a big adventure, and don't be too serious about it. Not too serious. You can have a great success or not. Luck is a major component.
But it is very exciting.
God bless you. God bless you.
You're now participating in the PhD Thesis Seminar Day 2020 at the Faculty of Health Sciences at BGU Israel.